All right, Herd, welcome to another edition of Unicorn Chef tonight with Joy. Really excited. I hope some of you marinated your steak in advance. I did in orange juice. Get those citric acids breaking it down, makes it a little bit tastier, so your steak's not going to be as tough. And first question, Joy, I understand that we are working with a charity that I have worked with before.
Yes, we are. We're working with Safe Escape. And I chose this charity just because I personally have experienced domestic abuse, and I know how hard it is to get out. And I think that Safe Escape is absolutely fabulous, and it's needed, and it's invaluable. So anything that anyone can donate to them to help someone that was ever in a position like I was in is beyond awesome.
How do people donate?
Well, first, if you want to go to, let's see here, hold on, gotta pull it up real quick. You can either find them on Twitter at OSPA Safe Escape, or you can go to, I believe it's ospasafeescape.org is the actual internet address. And there's a donate button at the bottom there.
Yeah, and you can also check out past episode of Safe Escape where they hijacked the Unicorn Chef show. So you can take a look at that. And I believe we raised a couple $1,000s doing that. So great cause. Love the founder there, Chris Cox, and obviously giving back to the community. So please donate. Let us know. We always like to kind of keep track of that. You don't have to do it public. You can share in private if you want to remain anonymous. Hashtag Unicorn Chef, share what you're making at home. We love to see your recipes too. That's also how I find some of the applicants for this. So people who tag me in their pictures might get invited on a future show. First question, Joy, is what are you drinking?
Well, I do have a tall glass of water, and I do have an energy drink. So.
Oh, okay. A monster drink to keep you awake and energized for this, right?
That's right. And what are you drinking?
My drink is all the way over there. I have to go get it. But yeah, I'm just drinking water with lemon.
Excellent. All right. So we are making Carne Asada Street Tacos. And this is kind of Joy style, which is a blend of like a million different recipes that I've had. And a lot of it's to taste. So just kind of follow along with what I do. And I did list all the ingredients that I use. Might throw in a couple extra things. Obviously, if you like spicier, add a little bit more spice. If you don't, leave it out. So first, I guess, we're going to get to prepping some of our vegetables. I'm doing the onions right now.
So red onions and radishes, right?
Correct.
So how do you dice these? Do they can be rough cut, or as I like to say, rustic cut? I feel like that makes it sound fancier.
I like to pretty finely chop them. I mean, not huge chunks. I would not do that, but pretty much if any way you want to. If you like onion a lot, go for it. But I do finely chop them. And I usually also chop a white onion just as its own to have raw. Sometimes people like to have that mixed with the cilantro as a topping. I'll show you kind of see the consistency of the onion there.
All right. And then we're going to soak those in vinegar, right?
Right. So you're going to want to take both your radishes and your onions, put them in a bowl. Add your vinegar in. Just let that soak while you're prepping the rest of the stuff here. And I slice the radishes real thin and then quarter them.
Yeah, I just did them just a thin cut, kind of larger size because I like the way you can kind of like layer them.
Sure. Yes.
So why'd you pick this recipe?
I love hosting parties. And so in the past, when I've made foods, it's really hard to have crowd pleasers. And every time that I've made these tacos, everyone has thought they have been fabulous and requested. Like other people are saying, "Can you cater this for me?" Like type of a thing.
Wow,
so I think that's
cater.
a huge compliment.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd do this one. This is like a fail-safe recipe here.
Wow, I can't say I've ever received that level of compliment. So that's awesome.
I think it's only, and it's kind of funny that it's tacos for me, because I've made some other pretty cool meals, but this seems to be, like I said, crowd favorite.
So what mistakes in life led you to being on the show today?
Well, I think I have made mistakes everywhere from start to finish. But you know what? It's always been with good heart. So I think that's probably why I landed here on this show, because I think this is awesome. And it's a highlight to me. And you're good people. And I think that's kind of how I ended up here.
I'm actually crying from the onions, but thank you. That was also very nice. I usually chop. This is actually a production trick. Is I always chop my onions before I go on the show, so I don't actually have this. But that was good timing, as you said something very nice. Does the type of radish matter?
I just get regular red radishes, and that's what I use. And I guess I don't know that there's other kinds. So.
Going to get my water. So a little trick that I like to do with radishes and different greens, like beets too, is they come with these long lettuce, or long leaves on them, and you can eat this. So this is something, if you wash it right, you can use it in place of the way you would normally use lettuce in a salad or any other kind of thing. So don't throw this out. You can actually eat this.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to move along to chopping the cilantro. And I know some people have an aversion to cilantro, and it's totally legit. So that's why I said that you could use like a shredded lettuce or something if you'd like. However,
I love cilantro. I feel bad for them.
I know, me too. I could have cilantro on everything. All right, so I just take this, and I basically, when I chop this, I hold it in a bunch and then just chop the stem and all. So it's kind of bite size enough to fit on that taco and be enjoyed. Make sure it's not too long, the stems aren't too long on there.
So Shannon in the comments notes, wet paper towel on your cutting board. Yeah, so wet paper towel will soak up the chemicals from when you cut the onions and prevent your eyes from watering. Next time.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so where we're at, we got radishes and red onions soaking in our vinegar. For those of you who did not see, there is a food advisory for salmonella outbreak for red and white onions and yellow onions from Chihuahua, Mexico, tied to a food distributor called ProSource Incorporated. So if you're making this, just double check that so that you're safe. Obviously, food safety is the starting point before your food tasting good. We've diced white onions separately, and currently Joy is dicing the cilantro. Yeah, I think that's where we're at.
Yep, and I'm about to quarter some limes.
Yep, just quartered mine. Always makes me think of Florida.
And I'm not sure what you chose for your cheese. I did choose a Queso Fresco.
Yeah. I knew I was forgetting something. Yep, so I got Argentinian Queso Frijoles.
So I did got everything, the vegetables, the cilantro. So I'm going to shred some queso quick.
You always got to taste test it, right? You know,
Yeah.
gotta make sure.
All right. All right. Queso Fresco.
Mine comes in really large chunks, so I'm just breaking it up in advance.
Okay, and I am going to put some oil in my pan just to get it heated up hot enough.
All right. What kind of oil are you using?
I use vegetable oil. And this is for frying the tortillas, not for the steak.
So I'm doing mine on a griddle.
You can certainly replace corn tortillas with flour.
And how are you doing that? You're doing yours in a regular like cast iron, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I got an iron griddle here that's built into my stove, which this seems perfect for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna heat that up going to. Okay. So when you're not cooking amazing food and being asked to cater events, what do you do?
Generally, I try to avoid it just because it's a lot of work. But no, in my free time, I take care. I have 3 children, so they keep me very busy. And with this last, with the pandemic and everything, we've been at home, and they ended up really enjoying virtual and homeschooling. Mm-hmm. So we did that for a full year. So I took the year and we did that. We focused on that, and they're doing great. So keeps me busy though.
What grades are they in?
3rd grade, kindergarten, and pre-K.
So 3rd grade, did you have to learn how to do that like weird math?
Yeah, we did. It was, I had heard all about it and I was kind of dreading it, but like, it wasn't as bad. It was just something new. It doesn't make sense, but we do it. It's fine. I mean, it does make sense, but I don't understand why we changed it, but it's cool. Yeah. My daughter seems to really understand it well. So that's the main part.
So are you all still virtual for school?
My daughter decided she wanted to stay virtual, and I have the younger 2 are sons, and they decided they wanted to go to in-person. So they started back at in-person this fall.
Yeah, I know it's also particularly tough at that age because the vaccine is still pending for them, and it's always made me nervous.
Yes, me too. My kids definitely want it. Like my oldest, she didn't really have the desire to go back, so that kind of made the decision pretty easy to stay home and decide keep doing the homeschool. And then my boys though are just like, they hadn't really had a chance. They were in pre-K when all of this kind of happened, and they hadn't really had a chance to try school yet. So we kind of like crossed our fingers and said, we'll try it out and see what happens. So luckily they've been healthy and everything's been good so far this year.
Well, that's good to hear. I know it's been particularly scary to be a parent with that age group.
Definitely. Right. So I'm going to actually put the meat in pan.
Should we have our pan heated up first?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I turned the heat on my pan when I did the other pan.
Oh, sorry. I was deliberately not doing that, but I probably should have just left into the breach. So I'm going to need a couple of minutes for mine to come to temperature before I toss in my master marinated meat.
The chicken stock right in first, actually. I'll wait for you to get that.
All right. Oh, yeah. This looks good. There's a question from the audience. Is that obsidian on your necklace?
I do not know.
It's a rock.
It's a rock. And I liked it.
All right. Yes.
I don't know if you were using jalapenos or not. I'm going to chop up
my daughter is a little picky when it comes to spice. So no,
okay.
I'd like to. I have, in fact, my buddy Tim, who lives nearby, he had a great pepper harvest, and he's dropped off some peppers for me throughout the season here, and I have gotten to use them, but I can't incorporate them directly.
Yeah, they're a little hot for my kids too.
Yeah, the other trick I got there is Dan Tentler has sent me nope sauce, so I can always just spice it up on my own as much as I want to without incorporating it directly into the dish.
Right.
Oh, sorry, Kelly. Dog's underfoot. All right. The guesses on it are onyx, obsidian, or potentially coal. Did it come from Santa?
Came from Target. So I'm not quite sure what they would be using.
All right, my pan's up.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna put the meat in the pan. Did you put the chicken broth in?
Oh no, I forgot to do that.
Or chicken stock, excuse me.
Sorry. Yep. So chicken stock.
And I also marinated mine, and I just kind of dumped everything in from the marinade from the bag.
Why chicken stock as opposed to like beef stock?
It just gives it a different flavor, and it's not as. I'm not really sure how it's different, but it has a very different flavor to it. And I actually prefer sometimes not even using the chicken stock itself, but sometimes if I'm doing a larger batch, you can also grill the meat, and it turns out really, really well. Also, I use Knorr, like the actual bouillon powder, and I'm not sure what about the consistency of it, but it just gives a better flavor, and it's not overly salty. I think maybe with the beef sometimes it has more salt that tastes to me. I'm not quite sure.
All right, steaks in with my chicken stock because now I got that. Got my chicken stock added.
All right, so once you got all that, you get the meat in there. You can add some onion. And I'm not sure if you got rotel. Sometimes if I do not marinate the meat before, I will use the rotel diced tomatoes with the peppers. But since I did marinate it, I'm actually not putting all the tomatoes in with the steak. I am just I'm draining it and draining the juice out of there. So it gives it a little bit of a kick, but it's not like overly spicy.
I've got the fancy fire roasted rotel.
Ooh. And I'm going to add just a little bit of steak seasoning. Just regular old plain old steak seasoning. A little bit of Lowry's seasoned salt. You can use garlic paste or garlic powder, whatever you prefer. I would not use garlic salt.
Too much salt.
Yep, the salt, exactly.
Sounds like you've made that mistake before.
Unfortunately, yes.
I could tell that was the voice of experience.
Yes, exactly. It's not a mistake you make twice.
No.
And I will add a little onion powder versus using as much actual onion in there. So it's a little more muted. And you can use pretty much any Mexican or seasoning. Sometimes they come. This is the one that I use. It has a little bit of a lime taste to it. So if you don't like limes, you're probably not going to like it.
What's the seasoning you use?
Tajin.
Okay. Yeah, I believe that's a Hispanic brand. I think that's
Yeah. And I don't use very much because a little bit goes a long way.
Your kids love this meal?
They do. My kids would probably eat tacos every day. I joke on Twitter when I do share my photos that like of meals is that I can turn anything into a taco or fajita because that's essentially what I do with any sort of meal. I put a spin on it that somehow it's a little bit like having tacos.
Is it all right if I go ahead and start working with some of the tortillas while my...
Absolutely.
All right. So just toss them on the oil, right? Boom.
Yep.
Boom. And what are we looking for when we do this?
Well, I put a little bit of oil on each side of the tortilla, and then I use tongs. I flip it so that it's half and half. And you want to do each side until it gets, some people like it a little crispier. Some people don't. I like them a little bit more pliable so that you can, get more in the taco and it doesn't break on you. And it's still very good. So you just wait till if you see maybe a few, like it starts to bubble a little bit on the side, maybe a little bit of golden on one side, and then I flip it until there's a pretty good consistency to it where it's hard enough that it's not flopping around. Mm-hmm. And then it's not, but still soft enough that you can move it to open it and close it.
Yeah. So Shannon, answering some of your questions. Yes, the meat right now is cooking in chicken broth with onions, diced tomatoes. In our case, ours included some green chilies already in it because it's right out of the can, and and then whatever spices you want to have. So Joy showed her. I have a collection I did with cumin, garlic, salt, a little bit of oregano, and some red pepper.
Those are yummy. And make sure when you're frying the tortillas that the oil is very hot because it's going to be futile to try to do a tortilla if it's not hot enough because it'll just rip and it won't work.
So what are you most looking forward to when everything goes back to normal?
Traveling, oddly. And I'm kind of an introvert and not necessarily like a world traveler, but I would like to travel. I have reasons to travel, people to see, and I would just really enjoy that again, to not have that worry,
Yeah, where do you want to go?
Well, I'd like to go across the United States. I'd like to go over to Europe. Visit some friends, some loved ones.
In America or Europe?
What's that?
You said visiting some friends. Is that just in America or Europe too?
In Europe, in Germany, abroad. Mostly, though, I really like to go see my my grandmother too. Like I've been thinking lately, she's just turned 100, which is amazing.
Wow!
And she is definitely the matriarch of our family, and she had like a million kids, and till the day like she went into a nursing home because she got dementia, unfortunately. But she had like wits about her like nobody's business. I mean, better. At like 95, she was, snappier than me. So I really like to be able to see her. They have outbreaks there at the nursing home she's in, and it's been kind of like touch and go with visitors, and it's not very close. So I would definitely like to see her.
Would you say it was your tacos that have enabled her to live to 100? Is it this recipe that did it?
She absolutely loved them, but I don't think I can. She always she was the chef, so it was her kitchen, and she did get to enjoy some tacos from me as she got up there. We'd cook for her, but I think it was the down home Midwest cooking that somehow kept her alive. She'd say her kids and grandkids because
but
we million of us.
Kids just make you older.
What's that?
I said, we know the truth. Kids just make you older.
Right. I think I have way more gray hairs from kids.
So your grandmother was a chef?
Oh no, I just say that kind of as in jest. That she lived on a farm, and they had 7 kids, and she cooked for an army, and all the kids had several children, at least 5 kids each, and grandkids, and we were there every Sunday type of a deal. And she would cook a roast and would have the whole shebang. So it was kind of her kitchen. She ran the roost, and none of the kids were allowed in the kitchen. So
what got you started on cooking?
My mother, she would be an amateur chef, I would say, because she actually did cater things, and she never went to culinary school, but she was extremely talented in culinary things, baking, and that. And so I kind of grew up having amazing food. And unfortunately, my mom became terminally ill when I was in high school. And so in order to make those foods, she kind of passed the recipes on to me and would tell me the step-by-step because she never wrote them down type of a deal. Yeah. And so that I learned them and kind of just carried on the tradition.
So how do my tortillas look?
Excellent.
And is it okay to stack them on each other? They're not going to stick?
Absolutely. Right. I will put a fork in there sideways sometimes just to hold them open. So when it has the oil or as they set, they don't kind of collapse on themselves. So if you put I'll show you right here, you put a fork like that.
Wait, how are you doing the fork?
What's that? Yours are flat.
Yeah.
But I fold mine.
Okay.
As I fry them.
Oh, okay.
And it's okay. As long as yours are pliable and they can bend, you don't have to. It's just easier to keep the shape.
Nope, I see that. So as you're frying them, you're actually using a fork and rolling them kind of.
Yep, I coat both sides, I hold it with my fingers. Probably not the best idea, but I'm really good at it. And then I hold it with a tong, and I hold one side, I fold it in half, while one side fries. And then once that side is fried to my liking, then I flip it on the other side. So it actually has a bend, a crease.
Yeah, I get it. I'm picking up what you're putting down now.
It's definitely something that takes practice. And this is actually something that I learned from my mom.
Yeah, no, that's not a trick I knew. Ooh. I love learning new stuff.
And if you're really good, you can actually even make the taco, have the tortilla in half, and then stuff it with the meat, and then actually fry it again a little bit so that it's tighter, and the meat's in it. So it's prepped and ready to go for events or things like that.
Oh man, I'm getting hungry.
It smells so good. Surprised I haven't got visitors out here. It smells good.
Yeah, the kids are welcome to pop in and crash the show too, by the way.
They actually, one of my friends took them out to go do some stuff. Otherwise, it would be their show.
Where'd they go?
I'm so excited for this show. My daughter has told her whole virtual class exactly where to go on YouTube to find this, and that is so awesome. So this better be a really good episode is what I know that I have to do.
Are we able to say her name?
Her name's Ava, yes.
Hi, Ava, and all of Ava's friends. And if you let me know, I can send you unicorn stickers.
Oh, she will be down for that. She even wore her unicorn, all unicorn today, because that is her thing, is unicorn. And she knew the show was today. She has had this on her calendar for, well, probably since I knew I was doing it, but she set a countdown for me, letting me know how many days it is until I'm on this.
Yeah, how many? We booked like 6 months ago?
Right, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, we're booked through July already.
Oh my goodness.
And also brought on some help. So got Mike, Ryan, and Caitlin, who also now cover on the show. And they're going to be starting to do some of their own special episodes for those of you who missed the boxed wine spectacular the other week. That's out there. And then they were talking today about doing gas station sushi tasting. So that might be a future thing. I'm not participating in that one. I believe that discretion is the better part of valor. As Murtaugh always used to say on Lethal Weapon, I'm too old for this shit. Oh, whoops, sorry. There are going to be kids watching this. I said shoot.
Shoot, darn it.
Shoot. I'm done with my tortillas, and I'm going to make the crema topping. Yeah, so what goes in your crema? Basically, it's just a little bit of vinegar, sour cream, and then I use taco sauce. And you can use like a pico if you have that, or fresh salsa, and put it in there. But I like to put in either tapatio. Pretty. Let's see if we can get in there. Sorry, what was that? Tapatio for the hot sauce is what I put in there, or Cholula. But you can use any kind of taco sauce if you like. My daughter likes the Ortega, like the mild stuff. So sometimes I'll put that in there. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of this the tortilla trick. Good. Pretty proud of myself. It's not easy, so you should be. My mom always made it look so easy, and I was like, "Yeah, I can do this." And it took a long time for me to get it down as good as she did. Oh man, that steak looks good. I need to eat it. And the meat smells delicious. Tasting good? Yum. Yummy. All right.
Oh, there it is. I'm gonna put taco seasoning in the crema too, like the powder.
All right. Is that? I mean, this is everything just sort of working its way. So
Yep.
we're about ready to start plating too, then, aren't we?
Yep.
That's
And
awesome.
depending on how you chopped your meat, I take it off and then I dice it up after it's cooked. Just easier that way.
All right. Well, I'm gonna dice up a few pieces here then.
Mm-hmm.
It's a plate.
I will do the same.
I feel like I'm cutting up steak for a little kid.
Right? Oh my gosh, it's awesome. Seriously, doing the orange juice, marinade overnight with some seasonings in there, and you can pretty much add anything you want, obviously, like onions or peppers or anything. Oh, that just gives it the extra
Oomph.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Steak diced up for cut. I'm really proud of myself for making the little tacos.
that is really good, seriously.
Yeah. No, I've never done it before. I've seen it, never done it. All right. Get some steak in there. And I've heard that, I mean, doing it this way is just like so much better than the store tacos.
Oh
right?
my gosh.
Like night and day.
Yeah, there is no comparison.
My dog is watching right below me. She's like, yeah, hey, Dad. Hook a sister up.
What kind of dog?
She is a half lab, half greyhound rescue.
Oh. So super sweet.
I got arrogant on my tacos here. I let it get too far. You got to really stay on top of them.
All right. So I'm
Too close to the sun. All right, that one. All right, that one works. Good. All right. Get my cheese in there. Poo-poo-poo-poo. Man.
And squeeze a little lime juice on top if you want. Too.
Yep, got a little lime. Don't forget about your radishes and onions.
Yes. Yes. All right.
And cilantro. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Oh, here we are. It looks beautiful because it tastes awesome. Taco art.
Yeah, I'm really proud of my little taco art here. Can't wait to show it off. Girl, you ahead of me?
A little bit.
All right, I'm about there. Give me a second. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Yeah, I can see how this is a crowd pleaser.
And it's just nice because you can, add whatever you want. So people have options. People like options sometimes. Sometimes it's bad to have options, but with tacos, it's great.
All right. Bringing up screenshots for our final picture. Ooh, yeah. There we go. That's mine. How'd I do?
It looks excellent. I'd eat them.
Boom. All right. And of course, I forgot. I was going to dress mine.
Oh, yeah.
So let's take a bite. Been waiting. Been excited.
You did excellent on your taco. I heard the crunch. Perfection.
Oh, yeah. So our charity for tonight, Safe Escape.
Yes.
Donate to Safe Escape.
Please donate, please.
Any final words for our audience, Joy?
I just want to thank you for having me on the show, and I would like to thank them for watching this and my little bit of ADHD ridiculousness, as I told you. But I promise you, it'll be good, and I'm pretty sure you think it's good. So, crowd pleaser food.
I'm really glad that you were excited to come on here and to share this. This is amazing. And shoot me a message afterward. And like I said, we'll get some unicorn stickers out for your kids.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.